Good afternoon, Chris. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us at JP Boats and Blades. It's just great to speak with you again.
Yes, absolutely, Greg. It's been a number of years, and to be honest, it's probably as many years since I've had any direct involvement with rowing and the school. You know, for that matter, it's been a long time. So this is a great opportunity for me as well. So thanks for giving me a shout. That's awesome.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. So, Chris, I guess the first question is, why rowing? What drew you to the sport in the first place?
So I seem to recall somebody from JP came to prep. I was at JP prep and gave us a talk on rowing, and they were looking for people to start rowing when we sort of moved to the high school next year. And it appealed to me, you know, the boats and the water and that kind of stuff. And I love water, so the water sports as well, which is great. I wasn't good at cricket or any of the other sports at prep, so it was something new, and it sounded pretty sort of romantic or fancy. And once I started, it just didn't stop. It got better.
Absolutely. So, how has your time as a JP boy and ultimately as a JP oarsman impacted on your adult life?
It's defined my life to a certain extent. It didn't change my life as such. You know, you're still young, you're being shaped and that kind of stuff. But I think it's probably defined to a large extent the person I am today and the way I've moved through life. And so as a JP boy, you know, you've got the ethos of the school, which is it's not only just about these are the rules and the regulations and we want you to be proud of the Blaze and this and that. It gets into your soul, man. It's big. You know, this is being a JP boy. This is what it's about. And you will never not be a JP boy. You have been a JP boy, you're there, and you will always be one. And you'll always be treated this way by other JP boys. And so that was really part of defining me. And then when it comes to the rowing side of it, the rowing is not an individualistic sport. It's you have to get over any individual differences you might have and operate as a team. So I think part of me now is being a team player, because things were very important. You could not survive without it. And we were rowing, 5 or 6 days a week. You know, it was every day of your life. You spent more time rowing than you did at home almost, kind of thing. So it was very life-defining being a JP oarsman, Greg.
Absolutely, and I have to second that, just from my own experience as well. So Chris, you are familiar with the JP Boats and Blades cause, and thank you very much for your generous contribution to our boat fund as well. What are your thoughts on the initiative, and how do you believe we can spread the word to other, not only JP oarsmen, but other people, other JP boys and people within the rowing fraternity, I suppose?
So that's actually a cool question. It's a question I'd really like to answer, because I was a beneficiary of when the JP parents bought the first new 8, call it, for want of a better word, the Casper 8 called Alicat in 1981. Up to that point, we could only race in third 8s. We weren't quick enough to get into the first 8 groups, so we would race in third 8s. And that boat, the Faith, it was a committee run by Ron Randall. They didn't have the money, but they went out there and said they ordered a boat from Casper. They just ordered the boat and said, we'll figure out how to pay for it as it goes along. We got that boat. As we'd started the pre-season, we went to a camp with Ali Francis. Some of the guys might remember Ali Francis. We used to do 2 camps a year in those days. And geez, we'd do 2 boat testing, you know, put enough guys together to run 2 boats. And that year, Greg, that season, we won champs. And it is in no small part. In fact, it could not have happened without the vision, the commitment, and the passion of the parents that led that project of getting us a boat that we could compete in. So in terms of the initiative, it is out of this world. It's going to change the lives of people that are going through the school right now. And thanks to the team around you that have put this whole thing together, you know, the team of people working on it. In terms of getting it out there, what's happening now? If you hadn't contacted me, and I wouldn't have known about it, you know, and I wouldn't have known the status of rowing at the school. I wouldn't have known the difficulties. I read about our first eights having to borrow a boat last year. How is that? And they still pull off a 4th place.
Yep. First in the heats, 4th in the finals. Come on, guys.
And they pull off a 4th place. You know, that's people worth supporting, right? It's definitely people worth supporting. So if the parents are driving it, if the guys are as committed as what they appear to be from that result, there's probably not a better cause for the JP rowing community to get on board with and start supporting. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely, and we agree with that 100%. So thanks for that. So Chris, the final question then is, from your time as a JP oarsman, what is, and I know there's going to be many, you know, when I ask this question, people just laugh at me because they can't pin it down, but what is a significant memory that you recall with great fondness?
Can I do 2?
You go for it.
So when I was sort of, I think in my 3rd or 4th year at the school, I'm not sure exactly, it might have been my 2nd year, in fact, we got a new rowing master, a really proud guy in the name of Peter Senecal. And he was given the job of running this unruly, we didn't have a teacher that was running us, you know? So the old boys used to be in charge, not the old boys, but the seniors used to be in charge. And then we got a rowing master. And we don't need a rowing master. You know, we can do this thing. Now you want to put a teacher in charge and whatever. And I must say, Peter Senecal's commitment was unbelievable. And I really had huge respect for him by the time I finished up with the school in 1981. But a fond memory of a little incident that happened to him was we were at rowing camp and he had a little tender boat that he would go out with and watch Ali coaching us and that kind of stuff. And the one morning he stepped into this thing, stepped out, gone about 3 paces and oops, went upside down. And this proud teacher trying to get himself established in this rowing community, and he had to put up with the butt of all of our jokes. So but you know, the man was big enough for that. He was good enough for that. And to his credit, he did a fine job looking after us for the next couple of years. And then, obviously, my fondest memory is being able to win champs. The feeling of winning, Greg. The feeling of winning for your school is awesome. You know, and I hope that every JP oarsman gets to experience that feeling of winning. It doesn't have to be a champs race. It can be another race, whatever the case might be. But you're there to win, and you don't know when you're on the start line if you're going to win. You don't know that. Nobody knows it. You only know when you get to the end of the 2,000 meters or whatever the distance might be. So it allowed me to leave rowing at JP Boys feeling I'd been successful. And this initiative, I hope, is going to allow another group of guys that same feeling.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that. We believe that too. Well, Chris, it's been great speaking to you. Thank you very much for your time, and we just appreciate you sharing these memories with us, and your passion comes through very strongly. So thanks for that.
Thank you, Greg. Awesome chatting again.
Absolutely. And for everybody else out there, please do go check out our website. That's www.jeppyboatsandblades.co.za. Apologies. And until next time, keep pulling together for gold. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks, Chris.